People ask me, how should I do as brave or positive as you? Honestly, I'm actually very timid and anxious about everything. But it's strange because I might cry and be scared, but I never give up. Many detours, many walks, and I even cried while walking. Maybe my dream build-up method is rather stupid, but I think this is what you see as brave, no? So following August, I was starting to work as a global brand curator at the time. And through this position, I came into contact with some of the world's most capable emerging designers and brand founders. From them, I could see infinite possibilities as well as endless strength. Unfortunately, in the end, the company did not have enough cash flow, and we were forced to leave because we did not receive our salaries during several months. To be honest, I was very frustrated for Christmas 2019. When I called my dad and cried for the first time because I felt like such a loser. Plus, due to this unstable company, I was not sure that I could receive my visa, and that was a problem. Well, I'm not sure if you can comprehend this struggle, but I worked for around not that long, maybe 4 months more, and got nothing. The government might kick me out during that period, and I couldn't lie that I still felt grateful or happy, blah blah blah, just because I learned a lot. No, I can't. A year has passed, and now that I think about it, those two founders did have big dreams and aspirations to change the fashion system. Oh, by the way, they seem to be doing quite well now. And at that time, they were very nice to me and eventually helped me get a visa, gave me all the resources they could give me, so I won't complain that. I still believe that they are good people, but to be true this, they were not a good leader or entrepreneur when I was there. I think they would hate me even more. During that time, although I was really frustrated, there is still one thing that I'm truly grateful, which is I met a precious friends in my life, my colleagues, because we had gone through this crap together. I remember when I needed the last document from my company for my visa, but they didn't have it at the time, and my lawyer told me, Aura, if you don't have it, then you're out. So I was so helpless. And Arya, who is a very capable colleague from India, said to me, Aura, we won't let you go, and we will figure out a way to help you get a visa. At that time, I felt that I'm not alone anymore, and somebody was really stood after my back. And then in the end of 2019, we filled our online shopping list, and we shopped with our minds, because literally we don't have money. And we sang Christmas songs together, we danced, we laughed uproariously. We cheered each other on and said, this is the worst. Next year, 2020, will be amazing. Because it can't get worse, no? And look at it now. One went back to Finland, and the other one went back to India. And I am here, alone. And the pandemic tells us, hey, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. It's silly and funny to think about it now. But those days were really, really tough. So Arya and Maria, if you're listening now, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking care of me. And then, the following February Fashion Week, Europe was also the last clean slate when the epidemic was on the rise. I was fortunate enough to meet up with a wonderful team led by Molly, and I followed them on 4 fashion weeks over the past 2 years. Each time, Because of them, I could be so well fed. Okay, but frankly speaking, every time I watched them do great things and build their dreams, I silently expect my career to be as good as theirs, meeting such like-minded and daring teammates. However, every time they came, I was still that big girl who was taken care of by them, always a bit embarrassed and a bit disappointed. And honestly, I did not make any progress during this 4 times fashion week. And also the last time I met them, I was unemployed and broke. Although I was poor, I still had a dream, and I still had the guts to say in front of them that I want to be a top model. And what's more, they never looked down on me. Because of the wonderful team, we went to Paris, and I entered the fashion show for the first time. It was the show of Woman 2020 Fall and Winter, a high-end brand in Paris. Before that, I was hesitant to take up modeling as a career. So after that day, I was more sure that I want to be a model, the first trans model from Taiwan in the world. So, may I say I want to be a top model? top supermodel. Anyway, this is my channel. I want to say whatever I want. Like top 50. So during the past 2 years, I tried to recommend myself to the agencies in Milan, and unfortunately, I was rejected everywhere, and there were too many reasons that told me I was not suitable. So, I decided to go to UK, London, to try. So after saying goodbye to the wonderful team, I went to London to try it out for the auditions. Sorry, I don't know where my confidence come from. The epidemic broke out, but also, I don't know, maybe I'm not so well qualified. Anyway, I was rejected again by all the agencies in London. Well, I mean, I was very anxious at this point in time because not only my audition didn't go well, but also Italy was suddenly closed at the time. Plus, I was running low on my hormone medication. So, it was really frustrating and scary. I knew a Parisian designer and we are good friends. So when he heard that I felt all the casting in London, he said something to me very pertinent. He said, it's normal for you to be rejected because you don't have background, no connections, you're Asian, you're a trans woman, and also you were going from Milan when the pandemic broke out. So, I mean, honestly, it's harsh but smoothing. And also, what he said made me realize better that there's nothing to be said about because failure is called normal, especially in this industry. I was a novice in the modeling world, like a hen trying to break into a flock of swines. During this year, I was punching around, even though no company wanted me. There was still a photographer, Kelly, who was willing to shoot me. We met in Milan in half a year, from the first set of photos to the last 7 sets of photos. She helped me to borrow clothes and think of ideas as much as she could. I felt extraordinarily safe being photographed by her. When we were taking the last set of wedding dress shooting, it was the last 3 days before I left Taiwan. And that day, the weather forecast said it was the hottest day in 2020. We spent a whole afternoon shooting at the seaside in Danshui, with no one else but us and a makeup artist. After that shooting, we drove our tired bodies and at the roadside stir-fries to celebrate. She knew that I had to go back to Milan, keep trying that very narrow model role again. And she said, I believe in you. Do your best, Aura. Many people have asked me, why did you end up doing a job that depends on how you look like? Especially you study a lot. Why do you want to be a model? Frankly, I don't know. I only know that maybe it's because I study a lot. So that's why I don't want to become a person who can't even fulfill his dream. And also, I think studying is to help us find our dreams, isn't it? I got a lot of rejection because I'm a trans woman. But so what? I've gone through the past 10 years of struggles. Surgeries, my mom leaving, and surviving in a different country. I mean, there's really nothing to worry about in the future. I always said, whether emotionally or professionally, when we are rejected for the first or 10th time, we will be sad and frustrated and even want to give up. However, when we get to 100 or 200 times, we will still be sad, even want to cry, but by then, we have nothing to fear. This year, before being rejected 100 times, I finally got an agency in Milan in September. Yay! I also had a first fashion show in September. And a few months later, I had some new challenges. I'm still getting used to the ups and downs of this kind of work. But of course, I felt scared every time I work because I'm learning to appreciate myself, learning to let go of comparisons, accept myself in front of the camera, and also embrace my past. In the past 2 years, honestly, I have not been as glamorous or smooth as I am on social media, even though things haven't gone well for me. I'm grateful for all of you who have supported me and helped me along the way. So, for those of you watching the video, I would like to say thank you, and no matter how bad this year is, we are ended with gratitude. At least, we're still warm at the end of the year, no? And trust me, next year will be amazing. Well, this is the documentary of my life in Milan for the past 2 years. I don't know where I will be next year, but give me a like, share it, and subscribe for me first. And see you next year. I love you all. And 好久没有接吻了。Anyway, see you next year. I love you.